to gardening in the summer. So today I have a kind of a fun surprise. If you have ever been to the Westwood Public Library, which I hope you have been, if you come to the back of the parking lot, you might have noticed a gated and fenced in area. And inside we have a lot of things blooming here. This is called the Children's Reading Garden. Anytime you have a couple of extra minutes to spend to just sit, have a snack, or read a book, we welcome everyone in here, of course, socially distanced. So I thought I would tell you a couple of things. I usually do the planting here, and I wanted to just let you know what exactly the type of varieties we have that are growing. So we're going to start over here. These are called Begonias. They are native to Central America and Africa. They are considered a succulent, and even though they have beautiful blooms that come up, they're actually really wanted for their ornamental foliage. Often the times the flowers will be picked off and they'll be used for wedding bouquets for inside and outside. They're showy and they often turn green and red. They're very pretty with other flowers. Next we have Impatiens. Impatiens are an interesting flower. One of their nicknames is called Touch Me Not. And one of the reasons why is because in the center of the flower you can see a little kind of central there, and inside there are hundreds of little seeds. So if you are not gentle and you touch these in the wrong way, this central seed will explode and they can shoot out seeds anywhere from 20 feet away. They're also called Busy Lizzie, which we love here because of our own Miss Lizzie we have running the children's department. And the reason why it's called Busy Lizzie is because these flowers are very busy blooming from all the way from the beginning of the summer all the way to the end of the fall. They make great additions for planters and other hanging plants. Back here, we had to hide these from our little friends, the chipmunks like to eat them, but we have some cucumber vines. These are going to grow straight up the trellis. We're going to wait for it to get a little bit warmer. We have to do a little bit more watering so that they'll fill up with water, and pretty soon we should have cucumbers hanging from the vines. So it's something to check out later on in the season. What is a children's reading garden without a beautiful mystical pumpkin plant? Right here we have a very healthy plant growing. It will send out vines pretty soon, and it also, just like the zucchini, will shoot out some flowers when it's about to produce some fruit. So we should keep an eye out on that too. Over here we have something that you might recognize. These are called petunias, and the word comes from the word petun. They are from Central America or South America, and petun means tobacco, which is another word for how they say that word in Central America. They're very pretty for hanging plants. They come in a variety of flowers. They're very bright and showy. They're gorgeous in hanging plants. You might see them a lot. And they make beautiful planters. A little nice pop of color. In the back here, you see some morning glories. If you do come to visit our garden, you're going to see morning glories everywhere. Morning glories are very special. They're very fantastical. They also can reseed themselves. So it's a great plant for me to kind of instigate it in the garden because I don't have to tend to it. They do really well in soil that is dry and poor, so you don't really have to worry about it. If you have a yard that is difficult to grow certain varieties of things and you have a trellis, you should invest in morning glories. They come in purples and pinks and whites and all sorts of gorgeous flowers. Plus they are a very fancy vine that twines everywhere. Over here we have my staple, which you know I love, I talk about in pretty much every gardening video. This is an endless summer hydrangea. Right now it's kind of purpley and pinkish, but in a couple of months it's going to turn to this beautiful green, red. So I can completely change the entire color palette just by waiting for a couple of months. And again, they're doing pretty well even though it's very warm out. Today it's about 97 degrees, but these little guys are doing pretty good. We have some more Impatiens here. And then we have some ladies' mantels. So I've showed you this throughout the year. The flowers are done, it's too hot for them, but the foliage will keep growing. And again, this is another flower that's wonderful in wedding bouquets. They're just beautiful foliage. Over here we have Coleus. Coleus is an annual. You have to plant this every year. It is considered a green foliage, but as you can see, it has pretty shots of pink, dark pinks, all sorts of colors. It also grows nicely within the fall. Here we have something called witch's broom. Now, witch's broom typically blooms in the spring, and then it will turn to this woody type of bush. It's a good thing, and it's a nice reminder for me to cut this back in the fall, because as you cut it back, you are guaranteed more blooms in the spring, which is what we want it to keep replenishing. Right in here, We have some pretty little marigolds. Marigolds are also annual. They are a classic flower. This is a flower that's also really good for dissuading insects. It turns away bugs, particularly mosquitoes, other nasty bugs that might eat your plants. So if you can plant these as a ring around your vegetables, it might help deter some of the eating that goes on. And last, my favorite. 2 years ago, I planted some grapevines. It did not produce anything last year, but lo and behold, as I peeked through, I found some real grapes. So this is really neat. This is one vine that is growing across the gates. It is a green variety. It is my first time doing this, so I'm not particularly sure what's going to happen with these guys. They are not poisonous. They are real. One vine can produce about 40 clusters of grapes, and they're best to tend to wait until they get really plump. It is very tempting to pluck one of those things off, but I'm telling you by the taste of it, which I will do right now, they are not ready. They are very, very, very sour, so I would stay away from those. Wait until the fall or the end of the summer, and they should be ready for picking. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope you come out to join us. Always have a seat, bring a book, and enjoy. See you later.